Ocean waves from tinfoil? Here's the final result. And it all starts with just a piece of foil. All right, so this was quite the exciting project. I started off with a wooden panel that I primed and sanded a couple times. And then I sketched out where I wanted the tinfoil to go. And the bottom area will also be where I put the sand for the beach. And it was a large area that's going to be covered in tinfoil, so I knew I'd be doing a few sections. But I just crumpled it up and then opened the tinfoil back up and put it in place, pressing it down kind of everywhere because I didn't want any large bumps of tinfoil coming out of the resin. And I have my little X-Acto knife, and I'm just guessing where the line is. I knew I'd be putting sand over it, and I could fix the line after. And then I'm doing the same thing with the middle piece. And you can see on the left edge, I kind of ripped off a piece, so it's not just a straight line. I didn't want that coming through at all. So now I have the tinfoil. I just need to apply the Elmer's glue. So I put some in a little cup. And just kind of did one section at a time. And I pressed it down really good. I wasn't sure what to do with the sides. I wasn't sure if I should not have the tinfoil on the sides. But I decided to have them on the sides, thinking that the resin would just cover the sides as well. But I have some sand color acrylic paint. I'm just going to do some underpainting where the sand is going to be in case the sand comes up. And this was like a nice and dark sand color, so it worked great for the underpainting. And it also gave me a chance to mark exactly where the sand was going to go. And now I got my shells. This was really exciting for me because I found these down the road at the beach and picked out ones that were real small and would work well with the piece. Although I just wanted to put them all in there. And I'm mixing up some resin. And then the sand as well was from the beach down the road. So that's really cool that you can do this and have it be like a local piece. But I also have that white sand that I'm going to mix in with the sand because when you mix resin in it, it becomes wet and it looks wet, which makes it darker. So without adding the white, it's just too dark. So I like to add the white sand, and it makes the sand a lighter color. So once it's wet, it's not as dark. And I just got that sand off Amazon, and I will leave links to the products that I can find links to. But you want to mix in resin. You start out with a little bit and just mix it till it's really hard to mix. And you just want to keep doing it until it works for you. Here, I put a bunch of sand down, but it wasn't spreading easily at all. So I added more sand and resin, and I made it like a wetter mixture, and that allowed it to spread. And I put a good amount of sand in. Looking back, I probably put too much. And I spread it all around the sides. I love this part of it. It's like you're building a real beach. I had this little silicone tool that had a flat edge, so I'm just using it to flatten out the edge of the sand because I didn't want a big dip of sand. And now I'm taking the shells and just placing them in different spots, trying to spread them out evenly. I also like to make little clusters of 3 shells. I tried to put the larger shells closer to you and the small ones further away for perspective, but I don't know if that helps. So I'm taking some more dry sand and I'm spreading it on top, hoping that this will allow it to look a lot drier because it's still really dark. But I thought this might work, so I just kind of spread it everywhere and figured the resin would dry, and then whatever sand isn't attached, I would take off. And that's what I'm doing the next day. I came back and everything's dried, and I'm just taking a nice thick bristle brush and brushing off all the sand using my dust buster. And now I have my X-Acto knife again, and I'm just cutting off the edges, which is easier now that the glue is dried. And I'm being careful just to get right to the edge, knowing that the resin's gonna drip down and I'd have to sand it later, but that's fine. So I'm mixing some more resin, and I've got my colors. I have this, it's a emerald green Mateo resin paste, and here's a darker blue. And then I'm also going to use this resin dye. I believe it's called Peacock Blue. And then MAS white pigment. That stuff works so good for any ocean waves. So I knew I wanted the resin to still be transparent. That way we could see the effects of the tin foil. So I'm mixing the color. And I did make a mistake of it was a little too opaque. This color I made with the dye worked great. It was nice and perfectly transparent. But I wish I didn't add as much paste to the other colors. Because then you're adding white for the waves too, and it's just a lot. Yeah, like this color was kind of opaque, unfortunately. But I love that color. And I'm just rubbing it down the sides. And this is the nice transparent blue. And now I'm just mixing in the colors, trying to blend it nicely. And if you guys have ever done ocean art and tried this sand technique, that would be great to leave a comment and let me know how it went for you, or any other questions you have. I'd love to hear from you. But I personally learned the ocean technique with waves from this lady called Sue Findlay. She does amazing, and I'll leave a link to her tutorial. But first I added the clear resin in lines, and then I'm adding the white resin on top of those clear lines. It just allows the white to move more freely. So I don't know if you saw, I put in that more narrow attachment on the heat gun. And this is only like my third time doing ocean waves. I'm still learning. Looks like there's some cells forming. But I tend to overdo things here. So I'm adding some more clear, and then I'm gonna add the white. It was a little harder with the edge because it had sand on it. And I know I can go from the side, like tilting the gun all the way, but I don't know, this lady Sue Findlay like does it from the top and just blows it straight down, and it seems to be beautiful. So I wasn't happy with that, so I'm going in with some more white. And at this point, unfortunately, I lost so much of the transparency and the tinfoil effect. So I do regret that, but it still looks really cool. Oops, she's going in again. For somebody that has trouble stopping when they should, like me, ocean waves are such a challenge because it's hard for me to just leave them like they are. I keep trying to rework them. I don't know if that's because, well, I've been sober for 5 years, so I definitely have a history of not being able to stop, but not sure if it's coming through in my artwork sometimes. If anybody else relates to that, that would be awesome to leave a comment and we can chat about it. Okay, so click the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and here's a link on the screen to my full tutorial playlist. I will see you guys next time.